All right, no dilly-dallying. We're gonna get right into this. I had like 1.5 million requests to do Kid A, so I'm gonna be reacting to Kid A. The next reaction is gonna be Like Clockwork by Queens of the Stone Age, and after that I'm gonna try to do some different bands. I should be coming out with a reaction maybe like once or so a week. Maybe a little quicker than that, maybe a little less quick. I'm not really sure, but that's gonna be the plan for now. So I'm not sure what band I'm gonna react to after that. I'm probably gonna do In Utero by Nirvana. I've listened to Nevermind by them, but I've never heard In Utero. But I might think of something else, so I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Anyways, I'm only gonna be doing the first half of this in this video because otherwise this video will not be coming out for like another week or so, and I want to get this out. So, because I'm sure you guys wanna see this part. So we're just gonna start. Last thing I wanna say real quick before we continue. I enjoy listening to music of pretty much any genre. It doesn't really matter if it's like a foreign song or if it's a hip hop song or a pop song or a metal song or a screamo song. I pretty much enjoy everything if it's a good song. There's only 2 types of songs in the world, good songs and bad songs. Doesn't really matter what the genre is. However, that being said, this chair is horrible. I don't always like super experimental music. That's the one kind of music that I kind of struggle with at times, and I heard Kid A is kind of all over the place in terms of sonic design and all that stuff. I'm giving you fair warning. There is no guarantee I'm gonna enjoy this. I have no idea what the heck I'm getting into. I've never heard a single song on here. So one thing I did hear was the National Anthem had some jazz in it. That's all I've heard. Everything's in its right place. Okay, I already love it. What the hell? What did you guys get me into here? Why do you guys do this to me? Again, I'm not gonna focus on lyrics, so it's too much to take in one listen. His vocals are so dry here. I have no idea where this song is going. Hey, now I know. Wait. Now I know the reference that I was missing when you guys said that I looked like I woke up sucking on a lemon. Ah, okay. Well, now I'm a cultured man. That synth sounds absolutely gorgeous. It's one of the coolest tones I've ever heard. All right, so I'm gonna be straightforward here. I thought that the foundation of that song was great. I loved the synth part. I loved how the tone was. I loved the chords. And I liked how there was like that subtle kick in the background just pushing the song forward. And then I felt like all the layers on top just did not work for me. I understand what people said when it was an experimental, strange sounding album. So I'm not gonna say I disliked it, but it didn't do much for me. Kid A. It's like a lullaby. Oh, Kid A, I get it, like a kid. All right. So some vibe that I'm picking up, and I'm not sure if somebody said this in the comments or not, but if not, this is the vibe I'm getting from this, is that this is a continuation from the premonition of dystopia, kind of, that was OK Computer, because OK Computer seemed to be somewhat of like a premonition of what the future of technology could bring to us, and it seems like this album is embodying like the technology completely taking over. Everything so far has been very synthesized, very robotic sounding. I think this album will work better if I think of it in that sort of narrative. And even now, just in like the first minute of listening to this song, I've already been now thinking back to Everything Is in Its Right Place, and that song won't get out of my head. It was so catchy. So I actually already am kind of coming around on that one, but let's see where Kid A goes. That woke me up. This is so bizarre, guys. Oh my gosh. The production is on point. I'll definitely give it credit there. It's a cool bass groove. It's like a crying robot baby. Okay. It's a weird synth pad. don't think I'm gonna have very animated reactions for this album. I'm definitely hearing Crying Robot Baby for some reason. Oh, that's a cool transition. I'm gonna pause before we get more into this because I heard National Anthem was one of the coolest songs. Kid A kind of went further on everything in its right place. Like what everything in its right place built for Kid A. It kind of like set the stage for this super experimental sound palette, and then Kid A just kept building on that. I actually think everything in its right place, I might prefer it just a little bit. Kid A, though, had some really interesting elements, like this weird bouncing synth that kind of went to these weird accented notes that didn't really fit with the scale and the key of the song, but that's what made it sound so cool, because it was obviously intentional. I have really high hopes for the National Anthem, so let's just get right into this song. Got some genuine instruments here, okay. Already really liking this one. It's a really slick beat. I love the wailing synth, too. Whoa. This is a really nice groove. It's so tight. Such weird sounds, what the heck? What have you guys done? Those are such interesting effects in his vocals. As much as I'm loving this groove, it's gotta change once within 3 minutes, you know? It's at 2:15 so far, so I like the subtle fuzz on it too, you know? Just giving a little bit of texture. Sounds. That came out of nowhere. That is... I gotta listen. This is amazing. Oh my god. I don't want to talk while the song's playing because I don't want to miss anything. I feel like you could listen to the song like 100-something times and you would still have stuff left to hear. There's so much going on, but it's not like too overcrowded to the point where it's like indistinguishable. Like you can hear each individual horn and saxophone and all that stuff. You can hear it all, but you can't process it all on the first listen. It's just very impressive. I completely understand why you guys hyped up this song. That is so cool. This is amazing. It's like out of control. Well, that song blew me away, guys. I could not have been more impressed by that. Oh my goodness. I think the reason why I'm struggling a little bit grasping onto like the first two songs here is because there was no reference point for me. Like, I'm not familiar with that type of super experimental music that's just like kind of out there. When you get to a song like the National Anthem, even though it's crazy, it's all over the place, it's doing all these new fun things with crazy jazzy horns that are conflicting with each other, I have the reference point of knowing what typical jazz sounds like and what horns are typically used for in, you know, alternative and rock and progressive music. So to hear them used in such a unique way, I had a better appreciation for it. Also, something else I wanted to mention. In maybe a month or two, I'm going to do like a retrospective on my thoughts on OK Computer as time has progressed, because my thoughts have already changed a little bit on my original listen, and somebody recommended that I talk about it in a video, so I thought that was a great idea. So next is going to be How to Disappear Completely. You see my kitty's tail? Just flicking it at people. You can't do that. Acoustic. Whoa. That gave me OK Computer vibes. His voice sounds so good over these types of instrumentals. What a melody already. I love how no matter the song, they always find some way to add something unique. Like in this song, it is such a smooth and beautiful song so far. We're 1 minute and 22 seconds into it so far. And this might actually be my favorite so far. It's such a smooth and beautiful song with a great melody that just sticks in your head and feels so like poignant and emotional. However, they add the detail of this droning, abrasive synth in the background, which just adds that extra layer of like isolation and like something being slightly off kilter. And it makes it feel like the music just has so many more layers. This is gorgeous. Those strings are like inspirational. The song feels like it's ahead of its time. Wow, that trumpet! What a song. I feel like I'm floating through space or something. Just like swimming through the sky. It's like so pretty. Ooh, nice falsetto. Now we're back to like the off-kilter National Anthem feel. Oh, I'm back to normal. Wow, there are so many details in these songs. That's my favorite so far, like by a mile and a half. Like that song was brilliant. Wow. I'm not sure if I'm like the only person who thinks this, and this might be a bold opinion to have, as I do, you know, with my bold opinions and such. That felt like a continuation of some of the songs on OK Computer. It felt like the natural continuation of that style. And I almost felt like it was an improvement on some of the songs. That song just seemed so flawless. But it also did incorporate some of the elements of Kid A that I've experienced so far. As I mentioned, it did have the off-kilter strings, which kind of threw back to the National Anthem, how it had those like strange horns. It did have also, it seemed like a trumpet in the right headphone. It could have been a synth, but it seemed like a trumpet. It's hard to tell when there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of small details, like the drums in that song, they were so subtle and they were mixed pretty low in the background, but they were played flawlessly with this kind of like intricate but smooth beat. Really loved that song. That song gets an A+ in my mind. And this is the last song we're going to do so far, Treefingers, for the first part. And then I will continue the reaction a few days after I upload this. Just took her back to the experimentation. A lot of times in this album, I've been getting like the feeling that I'm in space. This is like the epitome of ambient music. There's so much ambience in this. Aesthetic. No, I'm gonna try not to say too much. I'm just trying to listen. This is pretty cool. Wow. There is so much attention to detail. That was like an experience. Okay, so that's all the songs I'm gonna react to on this half. Now, here's my thoughts. I actually, surprisingly, really enjoyed Treefingers. It was an extremely bare bones song. There was barely anything in it other than like really ambient synths. And I actually did really enjoy it. That's not something I would typically enjoy. In the context of this album though, I thought it actually added a lot. This album really does give you the feeling that you're just like floating through space. Now, so far, I would like to say that my least favorite is Kid A, and I didn't even dislike that one. It's just so different for me. I have to get a little more used to it. And my favorite was definitely How to Disappear Completely. I loved that song. That one's like going straight in my playlist right now. And I can't wait to actually listen to the rest of this, but it's like 3 in the morning right now, and I have to like start editing this and try to get this video out to you guys as soon as possible. But, you know, I definitely understand why this album is appreciated, because there is so much ambitious ideas in here. And I bet the longer you spend with something that's this different, the more special it feels to you. The first time you jump into something that you've never done before, it might not be your favorite thing, but just giving it a shot, I've been trying to keep my mind open as much as possible. And just in the span of getting from track 1 to track 5, I already feel like I'm kind of getting into this more. Like, I understood Treefingers if it had opened with Treefingers, I probably would have been like, what the heck is this? But after I got into the album, I like understood what they were going for a little more. Treefingers actually did strike a chord with me a little bit. So I was surprised by that, especially a song that, you know, is so far out of my wheelhouse. But that's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Let me know that of the ones I've listened to so far, which ones are your favorites. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, check out my OK Computer reaction, and I'll try to get part 2 out in the next couple days, okay? Okay, so yeah, thank you guys so much for coming along on the journey, and adios.